Welcome back to Solar 2. We're going to finish off the last of the star missions, starting with the final battle against the Nomads. We've only got a few planets, so we're not as prepared as we could be, but we'll still manage. The key to successful space battles is making sure that you're in firing range while the enemy is not. One way you can do this is to keep backing away from the enemy and keeping them at a certain distance from you. That'll make sure that they don't get too close. Meanwhile, your ships can fly over and work on taking them out. You can also press P, and that'll show you what the ships are following, and if they're following something other than one of your planets, you can move in for a few quick hits on them. You'll be able to see what the ships are targeting by the white lines coming out from them. They'll always have a fainter white line connected to your star, meaning that they're going after your system. If they're going after one of your planets or one of your ships, there'll be a brighter white line connected to that as well. It's usually a better idea for your star to take a hit rather than one of your planets if you can manage it, but it's not always easy. There's quite a few ships to take care of this time around, but since it's the final battle in the game, it makes sense. It's okay if the planet gets hit by the asteroids, it just can't die. And it's useful that it's throwing asteroids at you, because if you collect them, then you can increase the mass to reduce your chances of losing it. Now, we have 5 planets, but since we can't let anything hit our system, we want to have as few as possible. So if we pick up any along the way, we're just going to absorb them. For this mission, you want to have as many planets as possible. The more planets you have, the further out the farthest planets in your system will be from you. You don't want to get too close to the black hole, otherwise it's very easy for you to get sucked in yourself. Since we want to have as many planets as possible, it's best to do this as a large star, or a medium star, but you're going to have a very hard time if you do this as a small star. And now we've got only one more series of missions to complete. These missions are a lot easier the bigger you are and the more planets you have. A good way to reduce the other star's mass is to slam its own planets into it, and then your planets into it. You don't need to waste too much time battling with ships to try and thin out the planets, because that can be kind of slow. Just slam into the star and make sure you have your shield, and if you lose your shield, wait a couple seconds for it to regenerate. Otherwise you're at risk for killing yourself, and you want to take advantage of the enemy shields being down as well. Since this trinary system is in orbit with itself, you can't slam the stars into the other stars. And if you end up charging in there, you'll probably just get yourself killed, bouncing between a couple of them. So this one, it's a little bit easier if you drag it to another system and have it collide with that one, and have the other star systems take the collision damage for you. Once you get down to 1 or 2 stars in the enemy system, you can be a little bit more aggressive. Once the other star system loses all its planets, it won't be able to regenerate shields. And it'll need to pick up quite a few planets in order to get them back. So you have plenty of time to wait for your shields to regenerate and stay safe. Now we finally cleared all the missions, and we're going to finally get that reward that we heard about in the first video. So we'll do that next time.